Hi, second grade. This week we're talking about being an engineer and using the engineering process to create a bottle rocket. Engineers are people who design and build things to solve problems. They use the engineering process to help them solve their problems. Today we're going to be breaking down each step and then trying them out while creating our own soda bottle rocket and launch pad. Step one is ask. So the question that I'm asking is, what kind of launch pad can I design that will help my soda bottle rocket fly? The materials you're going to be needing for this experiment is an empty liter soda bottle, a cup of vinegar, 1 tablespoon of baking soda, and a cork. I'm going to talk a little bit further in the video about why you need a cork or cardboard or a pooled noodle or something that you can stick into the bottle to build up air pressure. You're also going to need anything you think as an engineer you will need to build your launch pad. So step two is imagine. Now we want to start thinking through what our bottle rocket and launch pad are going to look like. Here are some pictures of some other kids' bottle rockets and some real life rockets to help you start brainstorming what you want yours to look like. For example, some kids just use pencils taped onto the bottle as their launch pad, while others use building blocks to create more of a solid structure as their launch pad. Step three is plan, and I'm going to walk you through my plans for my bottle rocket design idea. Mapped out. I'm going to walk you through my thinking. So I started drawing out my bottle, and I knew immediately the first thing I personally wanted to add to my rocket that doesn't have anything to do with the launch pad, but will help it fly smoother in the air, is I wanted to add 3 wings like they have in real life rockets to help it fly up. So I took that from the real life rocket idea, and I'm going to adapt it into my bottle rocket. I then started thinking about the launch pad, and it's a good thing that I went through this planning step, because without even thinking, I drew my bottle straight up again and put my launch pad sticks right down here. But remember, when we begin to launch our bottle, we actually tip it. So this is the part that's on the ground, and this top is the one that's going to go up. So I took this planning step to help make sure that when I design, I'll know to put my launch pad facing down. So then I redesigned it, and I redrew my cardboard wings, and then I decided that I'm going to be using my chopsticks and the pencils, and I'm going to be putting them all 4 around each part of this to kind of situate it in the ground. Okay, our next step is going to be creating. So I'm going to take a moment and put my rocket together, and I'm going to come back and kind of walk you guys through a little bit more of my final design before we test it out. All right, so here is my rocket design. Okay, so here is my final design. So I followed along with a lot of what my plan was. I added the cardboard wings, and I used 2 chopsticks to kind of hold my launch pad in place. I then realized when I put my bottle down that it didn't stand up on its own. So using a cardboard box, I helped kind of create a larger launch pad. What I did is I cut the box in half, and I took a side. I then made sure that this side was open and this side was open except for a little bit to keep it stable. So when I put my bottle in, it fits just like this. So it will still have a place to push out and launch off. Another thing I created that I wanted to show you guys is I took an old wine cork and I wrapped it around with tape to make it thicker. So when I put it into my bottle, it fits just like this. If you have a wine cork around, if mom, dad, grandma, and grandpa, ask them if they have one. It is really good to use because it fits in and holds its space, but then it's easy to be pushed out. You can try and use cardboard to stuff it, or I've seen some people online take an old pool noodle and we'll push it in there. The reason we want it in there is when the vinegar and baking soda react and begin to form a gas, we want the gas to fill up the bottle, creating air pressure. When the gas wants to continue to expand, because we know gas has no shape or volume, it's going to begin to wanting to push out the hole. So it's going to push out my cork, and the air pressure is going to force down, pushing my bottle up. So it's super important that you also have something you can add to your bottle that's going to create that air pressure. All right, now we're at the test and improve stage, and you're going to see that I need to improve and keep coming back to my design a lot before I get my best launch. And I'm going to show you a little bit of, my family was actually here to help me out with this. And so I'm going to include some of our conversations and our discussions over different things we can try to improve our design, because I think it will be helpful in you making your own bottle rocket. And I think it's also helpful in seeing collaboration and putting minds together to come up with the best idea.
We're starting.
Okay. All right. So now we are up to testing out our design. So I have my launch pad. I poured 1.5 cups of vinegar into my bottle. And I'm going to be using a piece of paper as a funnel to get the baking powder into the cup. So what's going to happen is I'm going to be putting this funnel in and adding about a tablespoon of baking powder. Everything then happens quickly. So I'm going to walk through what I'm going to do before I do it. So once I add the baking powder into the vinegar, it's going to immediately start to react, forming a gas. So I'm going to quickly put my cork into my bottle, turn it upside down, and place it in my launch pad. Once it's there, I'm going to back away, and we're going to see how far it goes. I am going to try this twice because I'm curious to see if I add more vinegar, if I can get it higher. So this is going to be the first test. So I'm going to make my paper as a cone. You see I wrap it up at an angle so then it can stick in. And now you guys can just hold this for me.
Hold it in?
Yeah, just some helpers. You can see it's fizzing up. Okay, let go, let go, let go. Oh. All right, so attempt number 1 was a little bit of a fail, and so was attempts 3, 4. It just was not lifting off the ground because we weren't getting it turned over soon enough. So now I'm going to leave in some conversation I had with my family of us trying to problem solve, just like engineers.
Tight enough to build up the pressure.
What if, that cork, you have like tape around it or something?
Yeah, so it fits. It didn't fit before.
It would just like drop right in.
Yeah.
Hey.
Okay. That's
I think
Sky,
it needs
my
to
dog.
go further in the cork.
Like give it a.
But I don't think I have time for that.
Why is there tape around it?
So it can fit.
Into what?
Because without it wasn't gonna fit in.
Do you want my help and I can try like be there with the cork so you don't have to put down the spoon and pick that up?
Yeah, you want to try that?
Yeah. And once I get it in, I'm going to.
All right. So then my brother tried that he was ready to put the cork to kind of. So there's 2 hands working. So I would add the baking soda. He would put down the cork, but we still were not fast enough. And then my other brother had an idea. If he took my cork with the tape and took some of the tape off so we could fit the cork tighter into the bottle.
What if you did it in the opposite order and the baking soda went in first?
You'd have like an explosion before you even got.
Yeah.
In a minute. gonna fix the cross too.
You guys got nice nails here with this.
Yeah, my car keys.
Yeah, I'll do the cork.
All right.
I have to flip it over actually.
Yeah, because you're gonna be the one holding the bottle, so it's up to you.
Don't you need a launch pad?
I don't know. Should we try it?
Yeah.
with the launch pad?
Yeah, I think maybe like jam the cork into him and then hold it. You have to hold it there while it flips.
All right. Are you ready? Okay.
Back off, back off.
Up. Wait. Something's up there.
What?
All right, so as you can see in that final attempt, we were successful. So I'm now going to show you our final and last launch. Okay. You're gonna do it again. Tim had the idea to take off some of my tape so it can fit in tighter, which is also a great part of the engineering process, is that you can ask your family and friends and different ideas and help collaborate. All right, are you ready? Ta-da!
Woo!
All right, and there is my bottle rocket. Your very final step is to share. So you have some different options that you can share what you have learned. I would love to see it on Flipgrid, and you can use the Flipgrid code in the choice board. You can also call your friends and family members, and you can even, if you take a video there, share your video through your phone. Or you can let your siblings, parents, aunts, uncles, grandmas, grandpas, let them know as they come home for the day what you did today and how your bottle rocket went. If you want to try more of this engineering process, as I was researching for the bottle rocket, I came across this really cool engineering idea as well, as I wanted to add it in here just in case you're looking for more to do. You can create a bubble wand to help make the biggest bubble. Using these ingredients and following these directions, you mix them together and you let it sit for an hour, and then you can create your own bubble wand. So I ended up taking 2 pencils and 2 pieces of string to create my bubble wand. You'll see it below. And I just want to show you me and my brother's final attempts with our bubbles. Okay. Now I have the bubble mixture. That definitely worked well when I moved it back and forth quickly. So. That was it. That was a good one. As you can see, I could play with this. So it's super fun to do. I recommend that if you're looking for something to do, you also do this bubble mixture. My brother got involved and he also gave it a try. So I want to show you his attempts because he took my wand design and did something a little different. Oh, that was a good one.
I still got it.
I didn't think to bring it together.
Like, I don't know, I thought like pinching it off maybe.
Yeah, I like that idea. All right, so finally, this is our last science video, so I want to encourage you to keep science going all summer. All the different experiments and demonstrations that I did through this online learning, I would research and find online. There's so many things out there of different activities you can do that really don't cost a lot in materials, or you can find things around your house. And so I encourage you to stay curious, and I'll see you all soon.